Okay, it is now 1 o'clock on the West Coast and other times, other places. Okay, so Bill just confirmed to me that you can see the screen.
Yes.
Good. Okay, Carla, are you on yet? Carla, I guess not. So, Bill, let's you and I talk a little bit. First off, I just put a list of everybody. By the way, I think I have to change the dates of the summit to March 14th and 15th because Kyle, my stepson's birthday, is on the 8th, and so that might be conflicting with the times I had originally scheduled, which I think was the weekend before. So, may want to change that on all of your calendars. And Bill,
Okay.
tell me what's the latest on the voiceover seminars? Any new registrations?
No new I mean, we have two total so far, but I did spend some time talking to the folks at voices.com earlier this week, and they are going to help us promote by doing like 4 email blasts.
That'd be great.
And they just sent me copy this morning for approval for their first one, which I did. It looked awesome. So that should be going out within the next day or two. And they're going to try to schedule me to do like a webinar and some other things to help
Oh,
in
that's great.
co-promoting it for us. So yeah, that's a really big deal.
So let me just put you down here. So voices.com is coming on board. Also, what happened with the webinar that you did that was kind of like a free
That was
webinar you did, right?
Yeah, that was last night.
How'd that go?
So yeah, we had over 400 registered, just under 200 in attendance. And I used it to upfront promote the event, and then the content of the webinar was about creating a dynamic demo that delivers, and also offered a special demo deal for the next 48 hours, which I've had several emails inquiring about. Nobody's paid yet, but so it's all for the purpose of raising awareness.
I like it. And so yeah, you know what? And you recorded it, I hope, right?
I tried. Well, I'll talk to you about it later. No, I didn't. I tried. I had all kinds of problems. It was a nightmare, in all honesty.
Did you use by any chance the GoToWebinar? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? That's useless. Use ScreenFlow. I just
Well, I mean, the whole thing was it was a mess last night. But
it
I
wasn't.
won't take time to bore you with the details
Well,
now.
tell me a little bit about that because it might be helpful to have Carla hear it as well. Carla, are you on yet? Carla, if you're on, we can't hear you. I have you as your mic open, but no sound, so you may want to check on that. So, Bill, tell me what happened. What were the problems with that?
Well, I was going to run ScreenFlow on a separate computer, logged in as a registrant, and in Mallory's office. So I logged in, but what it did was it automatically logged me in as you at that point and started the webinar, and would not allow me to leave without closing out the webinar, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Um, so I let it run, and then I ran downstairs where I was conducting the webinar, and I had it set up to where I was going. I was using two computers, one to run the audio that I was going to play back, and then one to actually do the webinar. Well, long story short, I had 3 computers logged into your account on GoToWebinar, and I didn't know if I was going or coming, or I had audio coming in from 2 different sources and creating an echo,
Yeah.
and I never could get my audio to play.
Yeah.
I had a number of great emails afterwards thanking me and telling me how great the content was, but it was, from a production standpoint, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I think the lesson there is one computer to do everything. Did you hear me?
Yeah, well, but the problem, yeah, okay,
I mean, if you don't do
yeah,
that, I can see all kinds of problems. The echoing of the sound, the audio, all that kind of stuff. One computer that has ScreenFlow on it that you log into, and I mean, if Mallory wants to be on there, have her sign in as a participant.
yeah.
I mean, because
The problem was I was using a PC to do it so that I could use my Mac to funnel audio as another source because I needed to play audio back, and that
you,
was the problem. That's
yeah,
why I was using ScreenFlow on another computer. But um,
yeah, I would try and make this. I mean, literally, even if you have to sit there with the Mac doing everything and then literally playing the audio through speakers and having them hear them through your, I just don't know any
Yeah.
other better way.
Well, to do it on one computer, that's exactly the way I would have to do it, and it would have been better than what I did last night.
Well, you know what? A lot of times, yeah, as soon as you add multiple computers into the mix, especially with GoToWebinar, I've had the same problem where it's been a nightmare. So, yeah, I've had the same thing happen. So don't
I
feel,
just didn't know they would all log me in automatically. They would not allow me to log in, to when I try to go as a participant, it automatically log me in as you.
yeah. Well, I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to come up with separate email addresses, log in from those email addresses, and claim to be, Joe Smith.
Yeah.
But I wish I wish I could help you on that. But
Yeah.
I've had the same experience, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think what you said is right. I'll have to play audio through speakers. I mean, I just don't see a better way to do it at this point.
Yeah, and frankly, since it's being broadcast, I mean, you're going to lose some quality, but it's still internet audio
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Just out
you're
of
right.
curiosity, can Carla hear us yet? Carla, if you can hear us, your mic is open. We cannot hear you. So you have got some kind of an issue if you can't speak and be heard, which I can't hear you. So that's all I can say to that. And we've done this before, Carla, so I'm confused as to what might be the problem, although you may not be on. Okay, so Bill, tell me, so now tell me a little bit about the results. Any results yet from the stuff that we've paid Dave to do to get the videos going? Or you
The
paid
stuff
Dave?
I'm doing, Dave, we have not. No, well, I mean, they haven't been launched yet. We just worked out the final details on video and audio late last week, so we still have not launched yet.
Got it. Wow, that takes quite a while. That's been like two
It's a
months.
process.
Yeah. Why is it taking so long, just out of curiosity?
I don't know. I think it has to do with the people on the other end. In all honesty, I don't even know. It's just like one of 10 things I'm spinning right now, and I just haven't followed it as closely as I'd like to.
Got it. So now I see that Carla logged in just as a participant. Carla, I'm going to take the mic mute off here and see if I can hear you now. How about now? Carla, you there?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so what was the
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. You couldn't log in as a participant? What happened?
I don't know. I logged in on my iPad, which I've done before, and I could see everything. It's just I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I would
So then I just went to my computer.
I keep consistent with whatever you do that works. So what you were doing the last few times I think worked better. So maybe stick with that. That's good. Okay, so
Yeah.
Bill, let me just ask you a couple more questions here then. So Bill, the video will be launching soon, correct?
Yeah, and they're also working on my website, which we're working out the final graphics for that too. So that's part of there's a lot going on there.
And is that this one?
No, I'm talking about builddeweese.com.
Oh, okay. Let me just Bill DeWeese. Oh yeah, this is just for voice stuff. And
Yeah,
so they're working on that, but really this is still the old one is up, right?
right.
Okay,
Everything's done except the graphics for my credits. So once we get that up, so they're working on that as well as as well as the videos.
gotcha. Okay. And Carla, so tell me, Carla, Bill, I know if you have to run, go ahead and run, but I'd love to have you as long as you want to stay.
I know. I appreciate it. I do have to just because I've got clients waiting. But
Okay,
I'll
sounds
talk
good.
to you soon. I'll
Okay,
check in.
bye bye.
Okay, bye.
So Carla, tell me what happened. I didn't get that
Yep.
latest video that you sent me, and is it
I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I'm sending them through iMovie. It says it was sent successfully. Shows on my
yeah, you don't want to send it
let's
through
see, even in
iMovie.
my email that they were
Yeah,
sent.
Carla, you don't want to send it through iMovie. What you want to do
Yeah.
is you want to save the file it probably gets saved as an MP4 file. You'll see this extension .mp4, and I think that there's a function from iMovie
Okay.
to export as a QuickTime or an
Yeah.
MP4 file. And so what you do is you save it as that, and chances are, if it's a short video, less than 3 minutes, you can put in a 25 meg file into an email, so you can attach it via email. So I would don't try and do anything sent from iMovie.
Okay. Even though that's actually that's what they told me to do at the store. But even though that's an option, just don't do it that way.
I wouldn't do
Good.
it that way. No, I've never
Okay.
I've never tried it, and it's when I think I tried it, it didn't work for me for some reason. So I'm a little suspicious of it. So that's
Okay.
probably why I didn't get it. So now,
Yeah, it obviously isn't working.
are you happy with the results?
I am, but obviously I want I
Okay,
need
so
you to
let's
see
take
it.
a look. Do you have it on your desktop?
Oh, let's see. Okay, you're asking me to do things I am not good at. All right, I've got it in iMovie,
Okay, can you play it on your desktop?
so just pull that up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
let's
me just
see.
ask, can you play it on your desktop?
Mm,
Can you click play for it? And will it work? Because if it can, then I'll transfer and make you the presenter here.
okay, well, let me see. I'm just waiting to open iMovie.
Okay. If it works, then we'll do that.
For some reason, it's pretty slow opening.
Yeah, it's not unusual. That's why you want to take the file
Is it usual?
you want to take the file out of iMovie and export it into a format that plays easier, like QuickTime or MP4. That's the secret there.
Okay.
But let me know if it's coming up.
Yeah, it's not coming yet. Let's see.
Huh. Weird. Yeah, why don't you, how long was this video about?
It is this. It's between 2 and 3 minutes.
Okay. So, do you have it up now?
No, still not coming.
Okay. When you get these done, remember the first thing you want to do is go to the export function and
Okay.
export it as a QuickTime or an MP4 file. That will also make the file substantially smaller because the iMovie file is pretty big. And so
Okay.
it'll cut the file size by over 80% usually. It'll make it like 20% of the size that it is.
Okay.
So
Then
that's still not coming up, huh?
no, it is not coming up.
Wow, I don't know what to tell you about that. Hmm. Yeah, you may want to make a note that your next trip into the store to find out how to export the file. I think
Mm-hmm.
you could probably do it. I don't have iMovie on this computer that I can get to easily. I bring it up for you.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
let you know when this comes up. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen the features. I've looked at what you're talking about.
Yeah. What you want to do is because what happens is iMovie has the files are big and they're in raw form, and so what you want to do is export to either QuickTime or .mp4 format.
Okay.
And that will make it a lot smaller and it would come up real quick, etc., etc. So what I'm doing here is when I record these videos from our webinars, I record them in ScreenFlow, which you have as well, right?
I do not have it yet.
You don't have ScreenFlow yet. Okay. You don't have to
Mm-mm.
get that right away anyway. So, but when I record it in ScreenFlow, ScreenFlow has an export function, and I export them as MP4 files. So it's slightly, it's lower quality, but for the web it's fine, and for our purposes it's gonna be fine. They have probably three settings on the export. They'll have, high, higher, and highest quality, and you want to keep it in the highest quality because we're going to eventually put these up and do all that. So now, what did you do differently, even though we can't see them on these videos, that you think makes them better?
Well, I just added oh, what I use? Background, and then titles. I have a title that is at the in one corner or another of the video the entire time. So I added a background in the beginning with some flashy graphics,
Mm-hmm.
and then my website flashes across that.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a bit of a synchronized beat drum sound to that. Um, so I liked all that, and then it just goes right into my video, and then it exits or ends the same way.
Good. Okay. And it's still not coming up though.
It's not. It shows that it's open, but I cannot.
Okay.
I can't find it anywhere.
If iMovie's open, you may want to just go to the open, and then under open it should have recent projects or something, or recent
Yeah.
files. So if you're in iMovie, Command O, or just Option, underneath probably under the File menu.
Let me check. Yeah, it's. I gotta figure this out because
Okay.
it'll show that it's pulled up, but then it closes itself and just
Yeah.
goes right back
Yeah.
to
So again,
go to meeting.
that's why since it's so cumbersome, it's probably a good idea not to do it. So anyway, yeah, and we want to try and get all these technical things worked out as soon as possible because you can't really, or you shouldn't really export the iMovie file, and Stanley is probably going to want it in MP4 or QuickTime to put up on the
Okay.
website.
Okay. Well, and that's what I wondered because from iMovie you can, it says you can send them right to your YouTube channel. So I didn't know if I would be doing that or,
You can try that. Again, I found sometimes when
yeah.
it's sent from within the program, it gets a little shaky, I think. But
Okay.
we
Well,
can we
if
can
we can't get this done while we're on, I will get it done as soon as we hang up and get it sent to you.
yeah. And again, what you want to do is you want to write down what's going on now in terms of the problem, so that the next time you go in there, you can ask them about it and ask them why it didn't work or why it wasn't working, so you can figure out
Okay.
sort of the why behind that, because that'd be helpful. Okay, so good. So now,
Okay.
have you started to write down a list of all the things that you want to have? Like we said, you should be composing a list of all the basic titles of all the various videos. Have you started brainstorming that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Every day I feel like
Oh, good.
I
And so, how many do you
Yeah.
have?
Oh, you would ask me that. I don't have that list in front of me. Um, wow. Oh,
Hundreds.
and of course, iMovie just came up. Can't believe it.
It just came up.
Okay.
Yeah, hold
Um,
on now.
yeah, it just came up.
Will it be able to play? Does it look like?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
hold on. Let me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make you the presenter, and let's see what happens here. Okay. You're going to have
Um,
you've got, it's going to be your screen right now. And let's see here. You've got to take the screen, I think. You see anything that says
okay,
you
let's
got
see.
control?
Do I have it?
I sent it to you. Yeah, hold on one second now.
Okay, yeah, I accepted it.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and press play on that and see what it looks like.
Okay, let's see if this is the right. This is just one of them.
Yeah, just let's see. See what the quality's like.
Can you hear all that?
The real injury guru, you didn't put in guru, huh?
Yes.
So you need to put guru after the real injury.
So that's just one.
That's lagging a
Do
lot.
you want me to keep playing that?
I can't, it's lagging a lot. I don't
It,
hear anything properly.
okay,
You know
let's
what? Yeah,
see.
let's not do this. Let's wait till we have it in. We'll wait till we have it in.
Okay.
Let me just get back the screen here. Let me take back the control. Where is that? Huh. Why is it? Oh, here, change presenter. Okay, back to me. Okay. So anyway, the point of this is, yeah, the iMovie files are kind of big, and so why don't you export that and let's see what that looks like, because I could get an idea. The picture itself in still form looked good. I like the background; it looked pretty clear and clean. But I'd like to see what it's like
Okay.
with stuff moving around.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sure.
we're definitely moving in the right direction. That's the key. Just
Yeah,
keep
that's the big thing.
keep moving in the right direction. Now, also, what I want you to do is, why don't you start? I mean, I think I told you to put the name of the body area, whether it's neck or shoulder or whatever, and start listing the as many items as you can underneath it. And why don't you keep a count for me in terms of the
Okay.
numbers? My own experience, I just
You're
got my
talking individual videos.
well, yeah, no, I'm talking about individual titles of videos. So under shoulder,
Okay.
I'd like you to be able to tell me, yeah, I have 136 possible videos for shoulder. I've got the titles to
Okay.
136 of them. And do it that way. I just got off.
Okay.
I just got my sling off yesterday and had the most
Just
the
yesterday.
most incredibly painful therapy session yesterday where they did a lot of stretching. I couldn't. I yeah my they were like, really? You can only go up that far? Oh, that's not good. So they were
Yeah. Well, in how many weeks has it been?
exactly 6 weeks yesterday.
Exactly 6. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be stiff.
Yeah.
But wow, he left you in there quite a while.
Oh, in the sling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's generally anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. It just depends on the doctor.
yeah. This guy said 6, so I started getting a little bit bored at about 5 weeks, and I wasn't wearing it all the time. But last night was the first night I
Yeah.
actually slept with it or attempted to sleep with it outside the sling, which didn't lead to a very, very successful night's sleep. But
No, and if you do try that, put a towel or roll up a towel or a pillow under your arm if you
yeah,
want to try sleeping
I
without
finally
it.
figured that out halfway through the
Okay,
night.
good.
But it was still not not too good. But anyway, I think that my experience with this leads me to believe that again we should start with shoulder, and you can just listen to all my complaining and griping. For example, they the pre surgery questions and the post surgery things, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
putting on a shirt or eating or whatever, also making sure not to strain the arm that's not working. I mean, there are all kinds of things that I discovered that I'd want to, if I had this in front of me, man, it would be so helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have lists of probably 20 to 30 questions for every major or common surgery
Good,
already.
good, yeah, and so yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying we focus on shoulder. I don't know what the numbers are, but I wonder which of these surgeries. Do you have any idea which of these surgeries is the most common?
Let's see. It's got to be close between the rotator cuff
And the knee?
repair and knee scope
Yeah, I would.
or like a torn meniscus.
Yeah, I would think knee and shoulder are probably the two biggest ones. That's what I see when I go to
Mhm.
physical therapy. There are a lot of shoulder people. There are a lot of knee people.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I think that those are the two we should start with, and then we start with shoulder, then go to knee, and before long, once we get this ball rolling, like I said, I'm not really worried that we'll be able to crank out a whole lot of different stuff. So that's going to make it pretty easy. So what other obstacles have you encountered that you need to talk about?
Um, Really, I feel like just getting these videos up and going and making sure they're what you want. I feel like that's it right now. And
But
if I
yeah.
could get these to you,
Yeah, well, but
then
while you're waiting, I mean, I think that what you should be doing while things are not getting done as far as that go, what you need to be doing is just brainstorming as many titles under each of
Mhm.
the categories so that, under neck, under back, under shoulder, under knee, under hip,
Sure.
all of those, you should just brainstorm every single title, and I'll bet you're going to come up with, I mean, we're going to come up with total well over 500 videos.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean
Hmm.
that's and nobody else is going to have that. And the beauty of them is they're going to be short and easy to follow. And I think we should probably separate them within the category. So within shoulder, we should do something with in terms of pre-surgery, and then we should do something uh, post-surgery, and then maybe 3 levels. So immediately after, and then
Hmm.
further after, kind of thing.
Okay.
What
Yeah, and I'm putting things into categories too in other ways as
like
well.
what kind of categories?
Like if you just have, let's say you've been to your doctor and you've been diagnosed with rotator cuff tendonitis. You don't need surgery, but you need therapy,
Right.
and you obviously want to do this on your own. So just categories I have are basically like exercise programs. So what I would have my patients do the first week or so that I see them. Once the pain decreases, then what exercise the next phase. So the exercises they need to move on to.
So
So
step
just to
one,
help guide them.
yeah. So step one is, do you need surgery? If you do, here's what's to think about before you get it done. If you don't need surgery, here are the exercises to strengthen. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
good.
basically.
Because funny, because the guy that I'm going to now for PT is the same guy that I went to, I think, a couple of years ago, where I was having some problems with my shoulders, and he was trying to help me to rehabilitate it then. So I mean, I tried to improve the strength, but you know, I guess it was
Mm-hmm.
already torn or about to be torn and got torn worse with the volleyball. So anyway, those are all good things. Good that you're doing that. Like I said, I changed this. I don't know if you heard this when I was on with Bill. Because of my stepson's birthday, these are the new dates for coming here to do the JV Partner Summit, which is March
Okay.
14th and 15th, rather than, I was thinking of the weekend before, but Kyle's birthday is on the 8th.
All right, no problem.
Okay, so just sort of keep that there, and feel free to bring your husband out or whatever if you guys can both come. That'd be great.
Okay.
And good. So Tony's not on, and Avish, Trey, nobody's here except you and me, which is great because then we can talk about. So what else do you
Oh.
need help from me on?
Um, let's see. I guess maybe, well, as far as, these things that I have all written down and I'm thinking about, should I send this, what I'm thinking to you yet? Um,
What would you be
you know,
sending?
just as far as, like exercises and programs and, okay, if like you had the example you had given, do you need surgery? If yes, then we can guide people toward our surgical questions. If no, then we can guide people toward the exercise videos.
Yeah. So in other words,
Um,
you would be sending me a list of what the titles of the videos would be. Is that it?
yeah, yeah.
No, I
I
don't
don't know.
think you need to send that to me yet. I think that what we need to do is we'll work on, getting the whole video process perfected.
Okay.
And when I recorded stuff in iMovie before, and again, admittedly, I haven't used it a lot recently because I've been using primarily ScreenFlow. But I just saw that my Mac said I have an update for iMovie, so I'll probably download it. Um, I think that we just have to get the process down, which is the
Yeah,
recording,
I agree.
the recording, the uploading, and making sure that everything there is good, and then we can worry about the other. But what you might want to do, one of the things that I did, if you haven't gotten one, you may want to get a big like whiteboard. And I actually bought something on Amazon, which is it's almost like a poster that you peel off and you put on your wall, and it's like a whiteboard in the
Mm-hmm.
form of a thin poster that just slaps on your wall.
Okay.
So I mean, and you can get it almost any size. I mean, you can get it the size of your entire wall if you wanted to. But if I were you, what I would do is I would get something that you could write on, that you could list all the different areas, like just at the top of it, put shoulder, elbow, neck, back, whatever, and start listing, and then put it into pre-surgery, post-surgery, whatever, and start just so you can see it in front of you. And then what we can do is you can tick off each one as you get the videos done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now that to me is the easiest. I don't know, you can do it on your computer too, but I kind of like the idea of seeing it in front of me. And that was, they have that. That's kind of a cool thing where they basically have a poster and it peels off almost like it's a Band-Aid, and you put it on your
Mm-hmm.
wall, and it's this whiteboard any size you want on your wall.
Yeah, I think I have. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool idea. So again,
Okay.
this is, since you're the only one here, I want you to just hit me up with any other questions. If you don't have any, that's fine too. We can sign off, but I just want to make sure that you get anything answered that you need answered before we move.
Yes, good. And before I did have more questions, I feel like since we've been working things out with the videos, I don't really have any questions. It's just I'm really just anxious to get that process down and then just start rattling off videos.
Now, when you looked at
Um,
lynda.com, did lynda.com give you any advice or suggestions on how to take an iMovie file and export it?
I have not. I don't think I've gone through that with Linda, but I can't remember if I told you or told Bill this, but I did spend a lot of time with Linda, and it actually wasn't as helpful for me as going to the
Oh yeah,
live sessions
yeah. I don't.
up
I
at the
don't blame
ice.
you. I'm not. I don't learn as well with Linda as I do with a like a personal tutor. And since you paid for that, I mean, you know, use it by all
Yeah,
means and just go
yeah,
nuts. So why don't we do this?
yeah. And then,
Why don't you try and when's your next session with them? By the way, do you have one scheduled?
I don't right now, but I can get. I mean, I can get one scheduled within days.
Yeah, I would do
But
that. You know,
okay.
because that's
Uh,
that we really and by the way, don't feel. I know it's a little bit. How long of a drive is it?
it's about 50 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry to do that, but I mean, I think it's just so essential that you get this stuff down.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not a big deal at this point because I'm not working, so it's okay.
Okay,
I shouldn't say I'm not working. I have
you're
three
working, you're
patients.
just not doing the regular kind of work that you're used to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I am seeing three people right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so
yeah.
then why don't we do this? Why don't we just wait till next week? Why don't you try and get something scheduled before next week and get a video into the form that I can actually see it before then, and then we'll move from there.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Because if you see it, then I'll have, even more information to take to them. Like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need it to look like according to what, if you want whatever you want me to change. And then I know they can help me immediately.
That's
So,
perfect. Okay, so we'll send me anything you get, but if not, I'll see you next week.